an elf wizard or whatever it is that you pick, you take on the role of a citizen in a small 21st century community, and then you kind of just do whatever you want to do. You can become a business owner, a mob boss, a politician, an activist, a leader, whatever, just any kind of position or whatever in a society like that, and then you just try to pursue your own goals in business and economics and politics and that kind of thing.
Are there dragons?
There are no dragons, no.
Are there dungeons?
No, well, I guess you can make dungeons. You can kind of make whatever you want, but there's not the dungeons like in the dragon dungeons, like a dungeon dragon.
Rawr.
Rawr.
So what inspired you to make this project?
What inspired me to make this project? Okay, so my brothers and I used to play games with like play money and stuff. So like on the weekends, like Sunday afternoon or whatever, we had like all this play money, and then we just like fork it out to each other and say, here, here's your share. And then we'd all like make shops or businesses or whatever around our house. And like one guy would like own the hallway and charge a toll every time we wanted to pass. And then like one guy would sell food from the kitchen and things like that. And we got pretty creative with it, and there was a few different ways that we played the game. But one day we just decided this needs to be bigger, we need more people in it. And so that's kind of where it led from, is that game that we played and had a lot of fun with.
Okay. Yeah. What are you hoping comes from it?
Well, I want people to have the chance to play in a social economic sandbox, really, because it's mostly because that's what I would want to play in. I want to have a free, open game where I can kind of just experiment with rules and government and laws and money and business and things like that, politics. I want to get a lot of people in on it. I want to have a group that's big enough that we can all kind of play and experience dynamics of a large society without actually having a large society. You know? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. So
okay.
So you're just looking for like a simulation of
yeah, it's like a
society?
simulation of a society, yeah.
To just like learn from.
Yeah, it's cool, like, it's for fun. I think it's fun to play like that, where, you know, like we used to like build with the blocks and like trade with our coins or whatever as kids. I think it's fun, and I just want it to be like a game for adults to enjoy as well. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, are there people playing right now?
There's people trying to play it right now, and they've actually been pretty excited about it since I announced what it was going to be. We use the internet, because a lot of the people that are in on it aren't here. They're all in different parts of the country, friends of mine. And the way that we're doing it is through like Facebook and through the Google Drive, the Google Documents and stuff like that. Like I'll post important things on there. There's a map of the community that people go to, and they can check it for updates and stuff, and buildings will appear on it as I put them on there, like players build them and I put them on there. There's like there's business offer listings, there's, you know, just different stuff. We do it through social media and that kind of stuff. Does that make okay.
So if I started playing your game, what do I do now?
Okay, good question. Great question. I've had that question so many times. I'm kind of like the game master that they have in Dungeons and Dragons and that kind of tabletop stuff, or maybe like a banker if you play like Monopoly or Game of Life or something. So everything has to kind of go through me, because unfortunately I don't really know how to program a computer to do all the stuff I want it to do. So, but I made it. I tried to streamline it, make it simple and easy and kind of aesthetically pleasing too, by doing. They have this form thing on Google Forms. You just like. You make your own form. It's like a series of questions, and like you select things, and then I kind of like, the game is kind of like doing paperwork, which isn't the way exactly that I want it to be, but it's what I have right now. And it's simple. It's super simple. It takes like 2 minutes to fill out a form for a construction work order, or a unit formation form, or a whatever political entity creation thing. It's all like 2 to 3 minutes. So they're quick, but they are paperwork, and so that's kind of the way it does. People submit it to me, and then I make the adjustments to the game. Yeah. Interesting.
So, why are you so passionate about that?
Why am I so passionate about it? I don't know. I think it's just like, because you're right now, I've spent hours on it. Like, I pulled all-nighters just playing by myself, setting it up because it was so much fun. Because I was so excited. Why? I think it's because it's kind of like, something that's really important to me is play. I call it play. People call it play, but it's like it's experimentation. It's exploration. It's things like that. And I think that's why we're programmed to do it as kids, is to play and like, you know, do different things and explore and take on different roles and act things out and stuff like that. I just wanted it to be something that I can continue to do, even though I'm not like, you know, 5 anymore. Like now I'm 22, so I still want to play, and so that's the way I would want to do it, and it's fun. I think it's super fun, and other people are not quite in on it yet, but I think they're going to enjoy it too.
So it's largely about play.
Yeah, it's largely about play, but like you learn things like you do when you're a kid when you're playing. Like, you know, you learn how to build by playing with blocks. So now, like, probably kids who played with blocks become engineers or architects or whatever. And I think that this is a little more of a sophisticated game. There's a lot more of like thinking, and there's some social rules that you need to understand if you're going to be successful, and there's some like economic principles you need to be familiar with if you're going to have a successful business or whatever. So yeah, it's learning, it's playing, but it's, you know, I'm kind of just, for me it's for fun. I think it's fun, so that's why I'm passionate about it.
So why is play important to you?
It feels good, mostly. I like playing because it is fun. Like, I just enjoy, oh, that was exciting, I want to, you know, and then I have the chance to build things, kind of, like, I'm not really building things, but I feel like I'm building something, like, oh, I've made a multi-billion-dollar company, or I've made a, you know, ooh, that was fun, and I made an army that is unstoppable, things like that. It's just fun to like, ooh, that's what that would be like, you know, and it's kind of like my little way of exploring the world through the proxy of a game, you know. Yeah. So it's exciting, and I get to learn things.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what would you want to tell everyone about your game?
What would I want to tell everyone about my game?
That you haven't already explained.
Well, let's see. What do I want to tell everybody? It is a game, so it's meant to be played, and I think that's kind of the way that we should approach a lot of things, really. I don't know if you're looking for some kind of like big existential advice thing or whatever, but like, I don't know, I want everyone to kind of make their own places they can play in and be creative and stuff like that. So it's really, I think everyone should be doing something that they feel passionate about, including games or music or whatever. So I don't know. It's just my manifestation of my inner passions, I guess. So everyone should do it. It'd be great.
So what else are you passionate about?
Oh, lots of things. Lots of things. Lately it's been the theater. I've just barely been involved in a musical for the first time ever. And I'm totally new. I'm not really that good, but it's super interesting. I think it's fascinating. I love books. I think the English language is fantastic. I think storytelling is really important to me through music, movies, books, plays, all those things. There's a lot of stuff that I really care strongly about, but I think that's one of the main things is storytelling. It's pretty awesome.
So why is that? Why do you value storytelling?
Mostly because what it has done for me and to me you know? I used to read tons of books as a kid, and the things that I would pick up on in the books, I guess it was kind of like what I'm doing with the game, in that I'm exploring the world through a book, or through a game, or through a movie, or through music. I'm kind of like, I think a lot of what drives me to do anything is the idea that there's something that I can learn on the other end of it, or there's something that I can experience that's just new and exciting, and that's for some reason that's important to me, and I just want to do that. So storytelling lets me kind of experience anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you value learning a lot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you some questions about things that you believe.
Okay.
Okay. The first one has to do with love.
Love.
Big question. So, uncomfortable question. No. It's basically, does love exist?
I think so, yeah. I've had feelings that feel like nothing else except for that, so I think so, yeah. Unless I'm experiencing something totally different, yeah.
And how would you describe love? Like, what is love?
Ooh.
If it exists, what is it?
What is love?
Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me, okay. No more. Love. Well, people talk about it as a feeling. You feel love. I think it's more of a verb thing. I think it's more of a decision that you make to do, like, maybe you're predisposed naturally to have positive feelings for a person, or for an idea, or for something. But I think that's just good feelings. I think the love part comes in when you like act on the good feelings that you have, you know?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So like if like loving someone involves, I don't know, making sacrifices for somebody or something, or expressing it, or you know, all those different things that people say I love. I think they're all.
Yeah. So to you, love is different than a feeling. It's like acting on the feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like we have these feelings, and then we love when we act on that. We express it, or we do something because of it.
Nice. I like that. Dig it. Okay. Let's move on.
Okay.
To money.
Money.
What are your, do you have some distinct beliefs about money?
Only in response to other people's beliefs. I mean, like, people say it's good or it's bad, and then that's kind of how I respond. I didn't really have any thoughts on my own. Just people say things, and then I'm like, well, maybe, and then I think about it. But money, I don't think money is a bad thing. I think money is just a thing. Kind of like the internet is just a thing, or stuff is just stuff. It's just stuff. And so it could be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it just depends on how you use it. I think it's great. I think it's really useful. So I like to have it. I like to use it. I like to save it and spend it on things that I need. And eat it. I can't eat it, but I'll buy things that I can eat with it, yeah.
Interesting. So, how much money do you want?
That's a good question. I guess I want a lot, because it is kind of it's a gateway. It opens doors if you have it, and not just in the illegal I bribed an official kind of way, but like, but like with money you can take care of other people, like, which is something that's important to me. I like being able to do that, or like the idea of being able to do that, and I like not having to worry about where my next meal is coming from. So I want to have enough that I'm not worried about myself or the people around me, and I want to be able to like kind of throw it around and do whatever I feel like doing at the time, you know. So
Yeah.
if you want a number, I don't have one, but like enough, you know, a lot.
A lot.
Probably a little bit of excess that I can just kind of use. Yeah.
If I give you a lump sum of money, what are some positive things that you would want to do with that?
Oh, okay. Some positive things. Well, I'd want to save some of it, just in case, because it's important. And invest some, obviously. Positive things I could do with it, things that I would enjoy doing with it. I would probably enjoy. I donate frequently to different causes and things, and I would still do that. I would have the satisfaction knowing that I've been able to give a little bit more. That feels good to me. I'd want to share with my friends. Not like, here's money, but like, hey, come on, let's go see a movie, I'll pay for you. Or let's go have lunch, I'll buy it. I love that. I love it when people do that for me, and I'd love to be able to do it for people too. And I've had the chance once or twice, and it just feels good. So doing stuff for the world in general by throwing money at different causes, and then also, here's a friend, I appreciate you, here's something that shows it,
Yeah. What's the most exciting thing you can think of to do with money?
The most exciting thing to do with money?
Like, that you could do with it.
That I could do with it?
Like, exciting, like...
Something exciting. I could probably go to space.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know, though. There's so many things. I could go so many places. Because I want to learn things and experience things, not just through books, but by actually doing stuff. That'd be cool. I don't know. Probably, I think it'd be really exciting to dump a ton of money on somebody who wasn't expecting it, or who had very little, and then just watch them be totally confused. That would be really funny. Anyway, yeah.
That would be super awesome.
It'd be exciting, man. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So now the 3 big questions.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is, what are our origins? Like, where do you think we came from as human beings?
As human beings?
Yeah.
So you're talking about not as a society.
No.
But did we evolve, or were we put here, or that kind of thing?
Yeah. Those are 2 options for sure.
Okay, yeah. So, I believe in a God, and I believe that we were put here on the earth for some very specific reasons, and so, yeah, that's where I think we came from him.
So creator?
A creator, a powerful, not an all-powerful, but a powerful creator who can do that, and so, yeah.
So what do you think, why do you think we're here? What is
why did he put us here?
The purpose of life?
I think this is just, this is a really temporary existence. It only lasts, a century at the most? It's not very long. I think that we existed before we came here as a different kind of being, and that we're going to exist once we've died as another kind of being. And I think that the reason we were put here is to move us from that first type that we were before, turning us into the next kind, the next step. So this is like an intermediary stepping stone part of the process.
Like an enzyme.
An enzyme? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, yeah.
Interesting. So, if this isn't all there is to our existence, what do you think, this is my biggest question I've never had answered. What do you think the purpose of existence is?
What's the purpose of existence? The purpose of existence. Not just living, but before and after, what's the whole point of everything?
Yeah, if there's before life and after life, what?
I could tell you, I don't know. I don't know if there's some big plan beyond just putting us into the next stage of our development. I think it's a cycle. I think that happens again and again and again, is that beings are created and then put in experiences like this one, and then they come out as better, stronger, more powerful beings, and then they do it again for other people, and then it just goes on and on and on and on. But why? my own personal feelings is because it's kind of fun. It's fun. That's why I kind of do everything. Is because it's fun, and I'm saying fun in a really general way. It's not just like, oh, that was exciting. It was like I get fulfillment out of this. Like there's some kind of satisfaction or excitement or whatever. I don't know if when I create things or when I do things that are important to me, it just feels good. And so I think that that's kind of the whole point, is just to get joy.
Interesting. Yeah. So what do you feel like the purpose of your life is?
Of my life?
Yeah.
Probably the same as everyone else's in a general sense, but in a specific sense?
Yeah. As specific as you feel comfortable.
Like, do I have a mission that I've been sent here to accomplish?
Yeah. Or that you have chosen for yourself.
Or that I've chosen? I don't know that anyone just has one purpose. Shakespeare said that, you know, in a person's life they play many different parts. They all do tons of different things. And we all have so many experiences, and we all have such a profound impact on the world around us that I don't know, I can't really pick just one purpose. I think I'm part of my purpose here, or at least if I'm going off my feelings of fulfillment and satisfaction, is to make stuff and tell stories and teach things to people and help people have a good life. Have fun and, you know, be good.
So to make stuff, tell stories, help people.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sure there's more. But those are the things that have been on my mind lately. I get satisfaction out of those things, so if that's my guide, then that's the purpose.
Why do those things feel satisfying to you? It's kind of broad, but
why do those things feel satisfying? I don't know. I think it's because they feed into the greater purpose, you know, of the whole big existential thing, existence thing that we were just talking about. Like, if the purpose of existence is to have joy, or to find joy, and to help other people get there too, then I totally forgot what the question was. It was going to be good though. My answer was great. What did you just ask me? I'm sorry.
Why is it satisfying?
Why is it satisfying? Because I think it's transcendent. I think we're working toward that purpose when we do these things. And so we can kind of feel like maybe our natures are just predisposed to doing that, and we just feel like it's the right way.
Okay.
You know?
So like we have some sort of nature in us, and these things like call out to that nature.
Yeah.
And they help fulfill that nature.
Yeah. Yeah. At least that's the way I feel, that it's, yeah, those things make me feel that way.
Cool. So where do you feel like, so what happens when we die? You said there's something.
There's something afterward.
There's something after.
So what do I think happens to us?
Yeah, well, obviously you don't think we vanish away.
No.
So
No, I
there's
don't think we do.
something else.
Yeah, immediately, I don't know. I think that we're kind of dual-natured beings. We have two parts to us. There's this part that we look at and interact with on the earth. We call it our physical body. Maybe people will call it that. I think that we have another physical body, which is like our spirit. People call it a spirit. And they're like, in life, they're unified. And they're like, you know, like the spirit's driving the body kind of, or, you know. And then at death, they're separated. And so we continue to exist as a spirit, I think. And our body turns into dust, and we're food. More food. And so, yeah, like, I don't know. I think it goes on beyond that. I think there's stuff that happens later on too, but I think our spirit just kind of goes on and exists with other spirits until the scene changes again.
So, do you think that we can know, like, what's real and what's true?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you think we can know that?
Well, we have the capacity to reason, and we have the capacity to make observations. So I think between the two of those, we can come to a knowledge of something. That's what science is, isn't it? You know, that's kind of like, we see something and then we examine it, we make observations, maybe we do experiments, things like that, and then eventually we come to a conclusion. And we've been wrong before, but it doesn't mean that sometimes we haven't been right too, you know? So, I think that's the way that we come to knowledge of the truth. Okay. Of the way things are.
So through, like, reflection and observation?
Yeah, so we make observations, we might experiment, which is important to me, as I've discussed. And then there's also, there's reasoning or reflection, or just analyzing the data.
Okay, what is something about you that you wish everyone knew?
Oh, I don't know. There's something I wish everyone knew. I guess I want people to understand that I actually really do care about most everybody. And sometimes it doesn't always come across, you know, like we have these problems called social skills that aren't always up to, you know, par. So I guess I just want people to understand that even though I may not be the best at showing something, I actually do care about people. Most everybody. Pretty much everybody. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. And if there was one word that you would want people to describe you as, like, think of you as this one word.
An adjective that describes me?
Yeah. What would that be?
Maybe an explorer.
Explorer.
Yeah, maybe I'm an explorer.
Why is that?
That's kind of what I am. I mean, that's how I see myself. I want to experience things. I want to explore things. So if I want people to remember me, I want them to remember, you know, what I actually was all about. And so, someone who explores possibilities and ideas and things and science and religion and big stuff and little stuff and all kinds of stuff.
What's something that you've explored lately?
Something I've explored lately. Ooh, I've explored theater. That was fun. Just barely got involved with that for the first time, and that was a whole array of fascinating things that I'd never been exposed to before. So that was cool.
What's something positive that you can take away from that?
Oh, tons of stuff. Something important to me is humility, like being teachable, being a learner, someone who's willing to like totally change and like, you know, do whatever is right once they've discovered what it is. So in this experience, since it was totally new to me and I totally didn't know anything, it was super easy to be humble. I mean like as easy as it can be, I guess. It's not like a breeze, but it was an opportunity for me to kind of just like back up and be like, okay, yeah, I know a lot of things, but I don't really know everything. I don't really know, relatively, I don't actually know that much. So that was good. And then just new people, new types of people that I got to interact with and learn about, and it was cool. Yeah. New ideas.
Yeah. So now that you've talked about your weaknesses, what's something that you feel like you're good at? That you have an aptitude for?
Something I feel like I'm good at?
That you've worked hard and you've become good at it.
I feel like I'm a... I don't know. I mean, there's talents that I've developed, but like something. I think it would be learning things is something I've gotten really good at. The ability to learn stuff and to act on it once I know something new. Then like that really should change the way I behave. So I think I'm pretty good at that a lot of the time. Not perfect at it, and there's tons that I still need to do, but like, yeah. What do you mean?
So like, what's something that you would never ask help or someone to do for you, but would actually be really helpful?
Something I would never ask, but would actually be really helpful. Yeah. So you're asking me to ask you something that I would never ask.
I am.
What's something that people could do? I don't know. I'll just learn how telekinesis works, and then like share this with me. I don't know. I don't know the answer to this one. I guess here's one. If everybody in the world could just like develop the ability to like think critically and not make decisions until they have enough information, that'd be great. Yeah. And it sounds like a really arrogant like thing to ask for, but like we should all try, I think.
Yeah. Well, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
But what about things that we can...
for me. Okay, the people in my life.
We can like actually do for you.
Oh, things that are possible?
Yeah.
Money would be great.
Money?
Yeah, money's fine. Food is good. I like food. I don't know. What do you... Car. I don't have a car. I don't have a driver's license either. I don't know. I really don't know.
Are there things that we can do to help you with the other projects that you're working on?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah. I want people to be supportive of people's projects. Myself included, of course. And so people will give advice to people a lot of the time. And will say, this is what you must do in order to be successful. And I think everyone should kind of back off on that a little bit, because not that giving advice is bad. I think advice is wonderful. I just think that we need to make sure that the advice we're giving isn't just something that works for us that we think should work with everybody else. Like, yeah, I make a lot of money being an engineer, therefore you should be an engineer. Because it doesn't work that way. Some people aren't wired to be engineers. They're just not good at it, and they probably wouldn't enjoy it. So. That's one thing. That would be great. So like if someone's like, yeah, I want to be a musician, they'd be like, awesome, find out how to do it. And then like, instead of being like, here's this other idea that you should do instead, they'd be like, oh, yeah, that's great. How can I help you get there? Yeah.
So how can we help you get that?
I don't know. Oh, it's too... Stripping away the layers of my onion.
It's a Shrek reference.
I'm trying to get you away from this question. You keep bringing it back.
But Good job.
I'm practicing my politician skills. Something that... I guess everyone could... I try to make stuff. I try to make things that people will enjoy, and so I think I would like everyone to give them a try once I've made them. If I write a book, then I want people to read the book, and if I make a game, then I want people to try it. And they don't have to stick with it or like be married to it or anything. I just want them to like give it a chance because they might like it, and that's what it's for.
Do you have something right now that we could try?
Not really.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know, but
It might not be ready.
the fourth wall wants me to say my game. No, the game's not ready yet. So sorry. Yeah, it's in the beta.
Yeah, you do a lot of footwork for it, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, so much paperwork. Recently, I've had to overhaul the entire economic mechanics, so I still haven't settled the dust from that particular explosion. So, yeah, no, it's not ready. Thank you, though. I would love if everyone played that game. I would be thrilled to death.
What are you scared of?
Okay, let's see. Heights are very bad. You're talking about bigger things, aren't you? Like existential stuff?
No.
No, okay.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
talking
scared of
about
heights.
either both.
I don't like heights. Heights are terrible. I get this terrible vertigo when I'm on a ladder or roller coasters. I go on roller coasters. I don't know why. Because they're terrifying. I guess it's the adrenaline. I guess that's why we do that kind of stuff. But, like, I don't know. Heights are bad. The dark can be scary, too. But I also like it. It's kind of like this mixed bag.
Yeah.
Complicated relationship with the dark. Yes. I'm afraid of failure, which is a fear that I wish I didn't have, because I feel like failure is normal and shouldn't be seen as dramatic and severe as it often is. But I am afraid of it still. I guess it's just a psychological thing. Maybe I've been conditioned that way, maybe that's just how we are, I don't know. But I am afraid of failing. I'm afraid of looking stupid in front of people sometimes. I'm afraid of not experiencing everything that I want to experience because there's so much to do. And I'm afraid that I won't get to everything. Deathly afraid of that. It's terrible. Pain sounds horrible. I never want to have kidney stones. That's like #1 thing on my list that I don't want to do ever. I don't know why that's the one. It's just, I don't want to be eviscerated while I'm alive. I don't want to be cannibalized. That would suck. There's a lot of stuff, I guess.
Cannibals.
Yeah, I don't want to be cannibalized.
Okay. What? What advice do you have for the world?
Oh, okay. What advice?
Wait, ask that again.
Now that we've talked about it, what advice do you have for the world?
Just to slow down a little bit when we're jumping to conclusions. Also to recognize, so like for what I mean by that is like, a lot of the time something happens and we assume the worst and we really shouldn't. That happens on a global scale and it happens on an individual scale, I think. Like someone will say something and I'm like, why would you say that? That's so inconsiderate and insensitive and horrible. And then I'll jump up and think, oh, this person's terrible. I don't want to hang out with this person. They're bad. Bad news. They make me feel terrible. So, but we do that on a global scale too. Like someone says something wrong in the public square or whatever, and then bad. It's all bad. So I think we just like slow down and like understand. I think we should make an honest effort to understand where everybody's coming from, even the ones that we really, really, really disagree with, and then. We can still disagree with them, but at least we'll know why they feel that way. So that's my first piece of advice. Did you say you wanted 3?
Yeah. I'll take 3.
Oh, well, if you just wanted 1, then...
No, I want 3.
Oh, okay, he wants 3. Number 2. It's not black and white. I don't think that the world is broken up into good guys and bad guys. I think it's like... everyone thinks they're doing the right thing, and maybe not everybody. Maybe some people are aware that they're totally deplorable, but so a lot of people just think they're doing the right thing, and just. But we say it's Republicans and it's Democrats and it's the good guys and it's the bad guys and it's, and it's the feminists versus the male supremacists and it's like, and I'm talking about like extremes on both of those ends, of course. I think that everyone is genuinely trying to do what they believe to be right. But there's like this middle ground that nobody ever talks about, and I think we really need to. Like, here's the way this person thinks it needs to be, and this way this person needs to think it be. And they're just stuck there, and they won't ever meet in the middle, which would actually work for everybody, I think, a lot of the time. So that's advice number 2. Advice number 3, have fun. That's mine. I think life was meant to be enjoyed, very much so. And if we're not enjoying it, then we should really think about changing our approach.
Awesome. Yeah. So slow down, have understanding for others.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And meet in the middle.
Awesome. Was there anything that you want to express that we haven't covered?
Is there anything that I want to express to the internet?
To the internets.
To the interwebs?
You have a voice.
Ah! I don't know, I said a lot of the things that I think are actually pretty important.
That's good enough.
Okay.
Thank you for...
Read good books, watch good movies. Internet.
No.
Yeah, maybe not.
Alright, well thank you for being on.
Thanks.
Talking with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been fun. Good questions. Appendices. P.S.
I'm currently recording.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Perfect.
Part 3.
Part 2.
Post video.
So...
Hannah had a question. Sorry, go ahead. It's your show.
Hannah had a question. I was going to give her the opportunity to ask it herself. But she doesn't want to.
She doesn't.
So, you said that if you're not enjoying life, you should change your approach. What does that mean exactly?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't being serious. I'm just kidding. Well, I think that means a few different things. It was kind of... I think it means a few things. I think we need to be in the habit of evaluating our life and evaluating whether or not we're actually satisfied with it. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe if you journal or whatever, just like write how you feel or talk about it with friends or have a spouse or a companion or a friend or whatever that you can talk to that helps you understand when you're happy or not. Because for some reason we refuse to accept that we're not sometimes, and it's kind of dumb. But how do we change our approach? What can we do to change our approach? That's a good question.
Yeah. If I'm not happy, what's the first thing I do? If I'm not enjoying my experience, what's the first thing that Zach does?
First thing that Zach does, is get some food. You might take a nap. Oh, it's so good. I love food. I'm so hungry right now, in fact. I also pray. I think that my existence is meant to be enjoyed, and so I think that the creator of my existence has that in the plan, and he knows how to do it, and so if I pray, which is how I communicate with him, I feel like that's a good starting point. Then he usually lets me explore a little bit on my own, try to figure it out before giving me the answer, so I don't know, just try new stuff. Try new things. Read new books, go to new movies, talk to new people. find something new that's exciting and different and that you like. I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, like, I'm not saying I know what the approach is for everybody, what it should be for them to find their satisfaction or whatever, but they just need to try everything until they find it. So, do new stuff. Go skydiving, go to theme parks if you want to do the adrenaline type thing, or learn how to crochet, try a new food, try making a new food, pick up an instrument, make a YouTube video. Just try new stuff until you find something that you enjoy. So that was my long version of try stuff, have fun.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Hannah, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
So you said some stuff that you that you like your purpose in life and stuff, I guess. So I was wondering how you decided. Like, I know you just said to try a bunch of stuff, but like, how did you like? What was your personal process of figuring out what you ultimately wanted and stuff?
Figuring out what I wanted. Well, I think it's an ongoing process still. I'm still learning about the things that I enjoy and why. Writing is something that I wanted to do since I was a kid, like creative writing or writing, mostly creative writing when I was a kid. And because I read books, I knew what books looked like and what was in them. And so I was like, I could do that. And so then I tried to do that. And then it was fun and I really liked it. And then I got excited by it. So I decided that it was something I liked, so I kept doing it. And then with music, I picked up music just a little bit just to see, because it looked cool. I kind of wanted to be the rock star kid. And I was like, oh, that looks awesome. And then I picked it up and I was like, oh, that's really awesome. It brings me happiness to sing songs and stuff. So, yeah. Kind of answer your question. Okay. Any more questions?
I have a question.
Yes, a question. Yes, you in front.
Where can we find...
You in the back. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have any... You said you did music?
What?
You said you did music?
Yeah, I experimented with
Experimented. Do you have anything that people watching could watch? that you'd be comfortable sharing?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not really a prolific recorder. I didn't record a lot of music. I haven't even written that much. I've done performances. That's usually where I end up sharing that talent. So there's videos of those like scattered across the interwebs, but I have to find some for you. If I find one, I'll put it
in the link
in his hand, and he'll put it in the links below.
In the description.
In the description.
I'll put a link to Zach's music in the description.
It's gonna be ridiculous. No promises. No refunds. no disclaimers.
But Zach's a very talented performer, actually, and his friends would say that, and his enemies most likely as well. All of them.
Do you know who my enemies are? Because I'd love to know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, we're done here, right?
As long as you're done.
Goodbye.